Welcome back to On the Beat. I'm your host, Rachel Hurt, and today we are in the studio with Will Cooper of Crowell Gillis and Cooper in Columbus, Mississippi, and we're going to be talking about property division and divorce today. Hey, Will.
Hey, Rachel, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming back to see us.
Oh, it's good to see you.
You too, you too. Always a treat to learn more about the laws and how we need to abide by them and the steps we take to protect ourselves.
Well, good.
It is. Well, I have a question today about how, in a divorce, how is property divided?
Okay, in Mississippi, we're an equitable distribution state.
What does that mean?
Meaning that the number one guideline that the chancellors go by is what's fair to both parties. That's what equitable means. Unlike community property states, in which everything that the spouses have is divided, whether or not marital or separate. It's all divided. Oh. But in our state, only marital property is divided, i.e. if you come into the marriage with separate property, then that property is not divided. Or if you inherit property from a parent or whatever, that property is not divided, as long as you don't commingle it. In other words, put it in a joint account, or take a piece of property and put, i.e. husband or wife, own that piece of property, put their name on it. When you do that, you commingle separate property and it becomes marital property, subject to division in a divorce.
So if I inherited a piece of land,
correct,
and my spouse and I built a house on it, how would that work out?
If you built a house on that property, then the property that house is sitting on becomes your husband's homestead, and you have efficiently commingled that property.
I see.
And it would likely be subject to division since a house is sitting on it.
Well, that makes sense. What steps do they use to determine what's fair?
So like I said, the overriding factor is fairness, just fair, what is reasonable based on kind of common sense. But there are what's called the Ferguson factors that the court is going to look at. Some of those factors are the spouse's contribution, i.e. what did they contribute to the marriage. But that also, Rachel, takes into consideration economic contribution and what we call domestic contribution, i.e. raising children, working while other spouse may be at medical school or law school, those kind of contributions. And those contributions to the marriage are viewed equally, whether it's domestic or economic. Then you also look at the tax consequences. You do look at the separate estate of the other spouse in dividing the property. And so what the chancellor does is he takes those factors and decides what's equitable. Typically, we see, no matter the circumstances, fault, keep in mind fault, grounds for a divorce are only a small factor in consideration of the equitable distribution.
Really?
And that's very confusing to a lot of people, especially, I'll just pick on a doctor, for example.
Sure.
Doctor's worked his whole life. He makes a substantial monthly income. He's paid for the house. He has hunting property. Wife has stayed home raising the children. Something happens, they get a divorce, she gets half.
Really?
A lot of times.
That's a surprise.
A lot of times the breadwinner has a tough time understanding that she's entitled, or he, as to a basically equal share of their marital property.
Wow, that's a lot that people don't know. I bet we could talk about this a couple more times.
Oh, we could. You're right, and you would be shocked how many. Well, you probably wouldn't be. How many people come in and say, "What?"
I bet.
She gets half.
Oh gosh. Well, if you want to know more about property division and how Will can help you in your situation, give him a call. All the information is up on the screen. He'd love to help you, and we'll be back after this short break.